Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a little while and I said I was going to do one video a week and I got derailed. I did half pre-record some videos before I went over to China to race, and then I got there and struggled to use any of my apps. And then I got put off and sick and have been on holidays. So anyway, we're back. Alright, so since I've been here, I had a race trip to China and Thailand. I'm going to give you a quick recap of the travel, what happened. Spoiler alert, it was not a successful mission, and what I have been doing since returning from Thailand. So, I left here and made my way to China. I've never been there before, so totally new country. And new place to race, which is exciting. Run by a challenge. It's the first challenge Xiamen that they've had, so pretty exciting to be part of it. And just gonna say, it's one of the best run events and hospitality that I've been to this far. It was insane. Like, from the moment that I got to the airport and got picked up, everything was organized so well. So I would definitely love to go back there and race. And the location itself was epic for a race. Pretty much everything was at the race hotel. Like, there's a purpose-built cycling and running track, so no cars allowed. And you basically come out of the hotel and you're on the race course. Transition was like 50 meters away. It was unbelievably easy with logistics. So that was cool, and it's always fun to be pre-race riding and not feeling lost or like it's super busy with traffic, so that was amazing. How the trip went for me, I was feeling pretty crappy when I got off the plane. I thought I just had a headache, which wouldn't be unusual for an 8-hour flight. And when you come into China, they have temperature measurements as you walk through health quarantines, and clearly I had a temperature because I got pulled to the side. They told me I had a temperature, asked how I was feeling. They did some more fever checks, checked for COVID, I presume. Nobody was speaking English, but I presume that's what happened. Obviously didn't have COVID, so they let me through. Anyway, yeah, got to the hotel. That was really awesome. I guess I was just a bit tired all week, which, you never really want to say that, especially because I'm coming from Australia where I shouldn't have any jet lag. It was like a 2-hour time difference. But just wasn't feeling that amazing. And anyway, still got all my pre-race stuff done, and you never know what can happen on race day. Sometimes taper feels a bit crappy, but race morning I woke up and I had really bad vertigo. Like, anytime I stood up, you know that feeling when you get dizzy and you're like, whoa, I gotta sit down. That was me. So not ideal. And I remember warming up in the morning, such a nice day, like no wind, like the water was perfectly calm, and I was just doing my run warm up, and it just felt like I couldn't focus on things. When I was running, I was like, my depth perception was really out, and I couldn't really, see in a straight line. I was like, okay, well, I've come this far, so I'm not going to race. Let's just see what happens. Maybe it's just nerves. Anyway, got off to an awesome start. It's the start's been something I've really been working on, and yeah, had done some good work with Phil Clayton before I left on the beach starts, and yeah, just being really aggressive, which I've definitely lacked at the start of my races, which I think comes from experience and just feeling like I belong on that start line as well, and not being so timid. So that was awesome. Got off to a good start, and yeah, found a friend to swim with. Or I guess they're not friends in the race, but found a friend to swim with, and I was like, yes, all is going well. And then I reckon it was maybe 700 meters in, and I kind of looked up and I saw 2 sets of feet, but I was with one person. So I was basically seeing double, and I picked one pathway to go, and turns out there weren't actually any feet over there. It was just my brain clearly being cooked from whatever sickness I had. And yeah, I fell off the actual feet, and yeah, then it was just a bit of a solo mission until then. But pros is that I did make it that far with some feet, so some good takeaways for the next races, and I guess a confidence builder, even though yeah, I wasn't feeling so great. And then out to the bike, so I was a couple minutes, I think it was 2 minutes down on the next scale. Came out, and it was within like 4 kilometers, I think. I came past one of the other athletes, and she, yeah, I thought she had a flat tire, but turns out, yeah, she actually had a bit of an injury and just immediately had to pull up. So I guess it's kind of sad to see her there, but also you're like, yes, I've made up another place. And I just did my best to stay motivated. I felt shit. The first lap I tried really hard to not lose any time. It was a 3-lap course. So yeah, it was cool to see where you're at, and could definitely see I was losing time to the girls up front. They were on fire. But at the start, it didn't seem like I was losing. I was too much time to the next girl in front of me. Yeah, by that 3rd lap, I was just empty. And you know, you start negotiating yourself, because you, at the start of the bike, you've got this idea of the power you want to hold. And then when it's not coming as you want, you're like, okay, well, maybe I just hold this power. Okay, if I can just hold over this. And anyway, I was on struggle street. Got off the bike. It was still my fastest bike time. It was probably more to do with the conditions and my bike setup. The power I pushed was not very good, but still so much faster than I have been. So also some good signs for the future. So when I can actually feel good and healthy, I can, yeah, hopefully put out an even better bike split. Got off, felt terrible. My back was stiff. Yeah, my body was just gross, and I was like, okay, I knew at this point I was in 5th, and I was like, I just have to finish and I can make some money. Got started, and everything was wobbly. So I just tried to pick on something in the really distance, very far away, because those items seemed to be staying still and wasn't making me feel as dizzy. Whereas when I looked at objects that were a bit closer, it seemed like they were wobbling and moving. So I was like, okay, let's just do my best. And I realized I was starting to feel a bit better, and that I wasn't going to fall over or pass out. So I was like, okay, maybe I just try and run to the heart rate plan that I had. And actually it was not so bad. It was quite warm, so that's why I wanted to run to a heart rate plan. Not crazy hot, but definitely a lot warmer than most events. Just humid, especially with no wind. And yeah, so picked my heart rate and I was like, cool, let's not let it drop anywhere below that, or otherwise I'm running too slow, and nothing over, it was like between 175 and 180 for me. On a good cold day, I could keep it at 180, but yeah, hot, I know that if it gets to 180, I struggle to bring it back. So I was like, cool, 170, let's go. And it's a 4-lap out and back course, so you could see where I was every time. I actually wasn't losing any time at all. It was pretty much, yeah, every time that we come back, I saw Els and Alanis until the very last lap, when Alanis was flying. But yeah, the rest of us were at the same point almost every time, except they're a lap ahead. But I was just like, don't let Els lap you, don't let Els lap you. So that was the sad motivation that I had. But anyway, we got it done, finished the race. The end of the race was terrible, not terrible, but I struggled because you come in off the smooth road and there's a little zigzag and the grass was slightly bumpy, and at that point I just had zero idea of like where the ground was because I was so dizzy, and anyway I felt like I almost fell over 1,000 times. So I was very glad to get to the end, and yeah, it was basically straight in the medical tent getting in some oxygen, and that was my race. I really wish I felt good. It would have been, yeah, a pretty good day, I think. But anyway, and I know I was definitely holding a virus because the next few days I was so sick, which got even worse, which I will tell you in a second. But anyway, again, super stoked to be racing with some of the best girls out there. So that was China. I know I said I was going to do a quick recap, but I'm not sure how quick these recaps actually are. I'm also going to pop some videos in here of where I was, because it was just such an epic location. I didn't know what to expect from China. And I guess we were in a really good part too, so that also helps. But yeah, it was super clean, super organized. The people were really nice. The one thing that did throw me a bit, which I thought I was prepared for, but clearly not, is the Great Firewall of China. I did download a VPN before I went, but apparently, and after I talked to all the other athletes, that specific VPN didn't work for any of us. So next time I go there, I would definitely, do some more research. Maybe download a few VPNs and then see which one is going to work over there, because I had, pretty much no contact with anyone. Like, couldn't even use my emails, which I knew could have been a possibility, but couldn't use my banking apps, which did bite me at the end of the trip when I was in the airport. Anyway, I had a friend who helped me solve my problems. But yeah, I couldn't even use my banking apps. What else? Yeah, I guess it was just learning. I would figure out how to get internet next time and sort out money. I eventually, which would also be solved by using a VPN, but they don't really use much cash. It's all on, the apps that they use over there. But then, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments about traveling to China or racing over there, or want to know anything else about my race. Always happy to chat about it. And then I went to Thailand to race the famous Laguna Phuket Triathlon. I did it last year and it was very hot and humid and hard, but such an awesome destination. And yeah, the hospitality of the organisation is incredible, and I love Thailand. So I was keen to get over there. Sometimes it feels like a second home. I've spent a lot of time over there, so I'm familiar with the people, food. I generally love Thai food, but now I can't even think about Thai food. I was excited to get over there, but yeah, get there late Monday night. Woke up in the morning just getting really sick. Obviously the virus that I have, my immune system was a bit exhausted after the race, and so it really started to come out. Sore throat, runny nose, worse headache, all that kind of thing. I was doing all the things that I should be because I really wanted to race on the weekend, and yeah, just resting, relaxing, eating. So was not feeling well. Went out for dinner on Tuesday night. Now I've eaten in some pretty risky locations in Thailand before and had absolutely no problems. This place I wouldn't even call risky. It was out the front of the hotel, not part of it, but just out the front on the beach, really nice. It's like sun setting over the ocean. Super nice place. Tables and chairs are all on the beach. Bit sad because I was on my own. I had it's called pad see ew, which is basically like a flat noodle, and I had egg and spinach and baby corn and a bowl of rice. I didn't even have any meat and got food poisoning. It was the classic have dinner around 6:30, and then 10 o'clock I woke up and I was like, oh, am I gonna throw up? And I tell you, I was throwing up. I was throwing up out of both ends. I was so sick all night. And there's just nothing worse than completely emptying yourself when you're all on your own in a foreign country, already sick and already feeling like it hasn't been the most successful trip. And yeah, to be up all night being sick, I'm actually really sad just thinking about it now. It was not a good time. Stopped being sick sometime almost around sunrise. Managed to get a couple of hours of sleep, but my stomach was just super sensitive. I still had diarrhea. Beautiful. And that didn't stop until like kind of all day. So I really couldn't eat much. I really couldn't eat anything. I was honestly just sipping on electrolytes the best I could all day. It clearly wasn't looking good for the race on Sunday, and I'm like, yeah, there's still 4 days left, but it's a really hot race and it's difficult at the best of times, and to do that after just completely emptying yourself a few days before, no way. Sometimes gotta make those decisions for your long-term health. And yeah, I had a look at flights back because I couldn't change my flight because of course I was like, no, I'm definitely going to Thailand. Didn't book flexible tickets. Found a good flight for the next day, and I was out of there. A little part of me was like, yeah, I could stay here and hopefully feel better and have a nice, holiday, but I was sick. I was still virus sick as well. I know, not ideal to travel, don't hate me, but I was just on my own. I was empty. I was, done. So I flew back well, not back, flew down to yeah, I just wanted to go back home. Then when I left Thailand, I went straight Phuket to Melbourne, and Eddie picked me up, and I spent a week in Warrnambool, which was super lovely. I did not unzip my bike bag. It stayed inside the bike. I did virtually no exercise. Lots of sleeping in, lots of chilling. I did some walks. The walks were nice, and we did a hike, which was really fun. And it ticked off a major bucket list item, doing the Great Ocean Road. Maybe I'll make a whole video of off-season and put all those videos up because it was beautiful. So what is next for me? Well, I need to get healthy. I need to get fit. Are the two priorities. Because currently not feeling very fit. Really not having done anything since China 2 weeks ago. I know they say fitness doesn't go fast, but it certainly feels like it. And pretty sure I just went over the race plan with Coach Liz yesterday. It's shaping up to be an exciting year. I said I was never going to go back to Geelong because it's always cold. And I've done it 2 years in a row, and I just haven't put together a good race there before. But it is a Pro Series race, so hopefully there'll be a big field there and a good atmosphere. So I'm going to go to Geelong. That's March next year, so I've got a lot of time. So just slowly getting ready. I do have to get my wisdom teeth out in 2 weeks' time. So that's going to be a little bit of time off, and not really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the mashed potato and the ice cream though, so that's alright. And getting good at swimming. So just engaged someone to help me with technique work. So that's the plan. Get good at swimming, get good at riding my bike, my really fast bike, and get even faster on the run. And stay healthy. That's the plan. Alright guys, that's enough from me. Please like and subscribe, and let me know if there's things you want me to talk about, or you have questions about the trip or racing or next year.